of public transportation, in particular these birds, because they're all over the fucking place, everywhere. Like everywhere you go, you walk outside, there's birds. I know you guys have seen this everywhere, right?
Yes.
We're down on OSU campus right now, so like, it's a big craze. I'm sure it's everywhere in the nation right now. They're talking about it in San Francisco, Austin, Texas. They're going crazy. There's a hometown of us, like Upper Arlington, right around here. They just banned them. You know, they just got rid of them. I guess, yeah. From what I understand, some dude just rolled up in a truck and dumped all these things off on the street, and nobody knew what was going on about them. So I guess Upper Arlington was just like, nah, we're not gonna have these, and they picked them up and took them away. So
really,
yeah,
I think Upper Arlington's a little too bougie.
Yeah.
Where is it that the guy got in trouble for like throwing a bunch of them up on somebody's roof?
Yeah, you just got.
Oh, that's what I was kind of. I was thinking it'd be fun to just go around and get them, and then just put them in a place that's really fucking inconvenient for people to get. Apparently, that's already the thing.
Well, that's funny.
Bummer.
That's funny. You know how you have to take a picture of them when you park them?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we took a ride the other day. We have clips of that. We'll probably show you. But we were taking a ride, and I didn't have to, like, I didn't know we had to take a picture of it when you park it. So we parked it, drove somewhere. I forgot to end the ride, so I'm still paying for it. We get back, and I'm like, shit, I had to end my ride. So I end my ride, and it's like, take a picture. It's like, well, the scooter is like way down there.
Yeah.
I took a picture of a pole. It thought it was a scooter. It went right through it. The app is really bad.
Close enough.
No, something really similar happened to you and I the first time we rode him. It was like, for some reason, his app, like, it wouldn't let him end his ride. Like, over and over again, he kept taking the picture. He was like, all right, I think it worked. And then we came back here, and we were just sitting up in our room, and it was still just charging him. I was like, here. Hopped on my computer real quick and just typed in like parked bird scooter.
Yeah.
And like full screened it on my computer, and I was like, just take a picture of this.
That's a problem, Bird. That's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, update your technology.
Please.
Man, that's crazy.
I was thinking too, is the thing is like people getting on these scooters, you know, but it's pretty dangerous. They go fast or whatever, and so I would imagine people would start a lot more accidents would happen.
Yeah.
It's getting
I've seen pictures on social media. These things are just mangled up. This lady right here is ridiculous. She said she was riding a scooter in Dallas, zipping around, and she said she felt like she got hit by a ton of bricks when she hit a trolley rack. So, where the trolley car would go through the track, and the scooter would come up, and she basically just went over the handlebars. Ended up getting 2 black eyes. Like, hold on.
Can't see anything.
The picture
See smeller here.
it's priceless. It's priceless. I mean, this lady.
it's sad, obviously.
This lady,
Oh,
she
damn.
seems like the
Well, she's-
perfect kind of.
She got a chipper attitude about it though. She's
I
smiling.
would say she's smirking.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, she knows. She's like, I'm getting this money. This early bird
Yeah.
suit.
Early bird special.
We're
She got the
getting
early bird
it.
special.
But that's the thing, you have to put it in your license, but
Yeah, I didn't know.
I mean, riding a scooter and driving a car, you know, a little different. I mean, I'd like to think I'm a pretty coordinated guy, and when I first hopped on it, I was a little sketchy at first, and it's like, I don't know, a 60-year-old woman, I mean,
Are they hard to ride?
they're not too hard, but I mean,
Pick it up quickly.
anyone who's not, like,
Yeah.
coordinated is gonna, I don't know, they're gonna dump it somewhere.
Yeah, you're right.
It can't be that good.
They're good though.
Yeah.
No, that's what I noticed is like, well, the nice thing is it doesn't take off right as you like click it. You gotta push it a little bit, right? And I didn't know that. I was like, oh, I got a broken one. This one's not going.
Yeah.
Then you push it a little bit, it goes, and that thing just goes. It's like a electric roller coaster. You know how when you feel it when you come off, it pushes you.
Got like a zip.
That little zip that it gets. Yeah. I don't know how people ride that on the road. I was just talking to somebody about that. They go so fast. In this population that we have on this earth, I don't think we have enough smart people to run on these.
Whenever we were riding around, it was like pretty much every pedestrian that we encountered, like you could tell they were visibly annoyed by us.
Yeah.
They were
Oh my
like,
God, yeah.
Get the hell out of here, because you're technically supposed to.
Yeah, I was gonna
on
say,
the road.
I don't know about the birds, but the Lime scooters have that bell on them.
Yeah.
So you can ride around and really annoy people, which is pretty funny.
There is a little bell on the birds. It's kind of annoying, or like it's not very.
I mean, if you
good.
ride them on a bike
Yeah.
path, you have to like use a signal to when you're passing somebody. So I guess it's for
Right,
that.
right.
And the funny, like, you get all these hipsters on it, you get all these new college kids on it, you get all the like the practical users, right? Then you get the businessmen that take it from their like car to car, right? And it's funny just to see these guys in suits with the briefcase on the side, and then they try to make the left-hand turn signal, right? And they got the scooters going like this. Please fall.
That is a funny juxtaposition. Just a fully grown man on a fucking zipping down the scooter, just like, I'm
straight
noon at
face
3.
Straight face too. You can't smile on a scooter when you're wearing a suit. Like it doesn't look good.
Exactly.
Yeah, I saw like an old dude, looked like Bernie Sanders, and he was like just dragging the scooter behind him one day. He wasn't riding at all, he was just dragging it around. Yeah. I don't know if he had bought it or if he was just annoyed with it and was gonna throw it in the trash or something.
I think Bird has some ideas with stages, because I was seeing some things that they look like they were gonna add onto the scooter. Did you guys see these little hooks on the back?
No.
They got some weird little like plastic hook that goes on the back of like the brake pad, and I'm wondering, they gotta be having something coming out that like totes behind it. So now I'm waiting for these people to drive around with like a train of just groceries and stuff like that.
Little trailer.
Little trailer,
yeah.
I thought that'd be funny.
Or just hook up more birds, just get them in a line.
Just all the birds, just
like
big bird
conga line
train.
of birds.
Or just like little spokes on the back so
And-
that like 2 people can ride one.
Yeah.
Situation.
Fucking helmets.
You're supposed to wear helmets when you ride them. But
It's illegal to ride them without helmets.
What?
Actually. Yeah.
I've never seen one person on that
But I
thing.
mean like a communal helmet. Like
Yeah.
Helmets. We're gonna go scooter right now, but they were telling us that scooting in the night is where it's at. You gotta go scooter at night. We made a mistake of scooting where scooters weren't, so we literally had to walk a mile to get to another scooter.
Yeah, it can be hard.
And yeah, so if you're not in a really good populated area of scooters and you got a buddy, it might be kind of complicated to get both of y'all scooters. But if it's just one guy out there, it's pretty easy to just walk a mile maybe to one. You know what I mean? Around here, it's literally walk outside and you trip on one. So
Yeah.
but
They're everywhere.
yeah, so maybe we'll go out and we'll probably have some scooter fun later on. But let's get into more about you guys. When did you guys start? When did you guys start as a band?
Well, yeah. There's like me and Cable. I've always been playing guitar and writing songs and stuff like that. So me and Cable started jamming in high school. And around our senior year, we got True in the mix here because he started playing guitar. Cable started hanging out with True. And he was like, hey, Drew's playing guitar. We should all get together and jam sometimes. And that was like basically how I met Drew. Like I met Drew before I went to school with him, but that's when I got to know him and stuff. So 3 of us were playing together in the band with we had some other people come in and out, but we got Braxton involved about a year and a half ago, about 2 years or something.
It was in 2016, I think.
Yeah. And now we're out here in Columbus and we're making it happen.
Yeah.
Living in the old
Trying.
life.
Like, are you all self-taught musicians, or did any of you have any actual like lessons or classical training?
I would say we're all technically self-taught.
So I
much.
I took guitar lessons for a month, and all I learned how to do was play "Talk Dirty to Me" by Poison. That's all I learned. I didn't learn a single thing about how to play guitar. I just like put your fingers here, and that's
I
Talk
feel
Dirty
that.
to
I
Me.
took some lessons from somebody who was teaching guitar, and that would be all they do. They'd teach you 4 chords, and then those 4 chords make this song, this song, and
And
this
then you
song.
can change
Have
them
fun.
up and maybe
Yeah.
found another song.
Right, yeah.
Chords.
That's basically what happened. Is I was like, I'm spending too much money for this. I already know. Like, I can just go on YouTube and look up how to play Talk Dirty.
Guitar tabs and all that.
Who's
kind
the
of
guy?
good
Who's the
stuff.
guy who does the beginner lessons?
Marty Schwartz.
Marty Schwartz.
It's Marty Schwartz.
That's the guy. Shout out to Mark
Big
Schwartz. Man.
That's how I learned YouTube. And then
Yeah.
Braxton, just we pretty much like because he was just one of our really good friends, and we were like, oh shit, we need a bass player.
Yeah.
We're like, Braxton, you want to learn how to play the bass? And he was like,
Alright.
no, dude,
That's pretty
yeah,
noble.
sure.
That's
And
pretty
so,
noble
yeah,
right
we were
there.
just like, alright, just put your fingers here, and that's like, yeah.
Hell yeah.
And you've been drumming,
Yeah.
for
I've been I was in percussion since 6th grade. But how I learned to play the drum set was actually playing rock band.
Really?
Yeah, that was my biggest step towards playing drum set was playing rock band too.
That actually blows my mind even to this day. I've heard him say that like 30
So,
times.
well, I always wondered this. Does it correlate pretty well?
Yeah,
Does
like
it really?
I feel like the guitar in Rock Band or Guitar Hero, it's like not as accurate to
Right, no,
actually playing real
it
instruments.
doesn't correlate at all.
Yeah,
There's 4
but it's like
buttons.
with the drums, it's like pretty close.
Yeah.
Pretty damn close. You're doing basically all the stuff you would be doing on a regular kit.
And it does do pretty well to say like this pad makes this sound, this pad makes that sound.
Yeah, exactly. Like
That's
this one's
pretty
the
cool.
hi-hat, this one's the snare,
Right.
you got the bass pedal. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. You got the helicopter one? Or you did
No, I never got
the double
that.
bass.
the double
Yeah.
bass pads?
I remember having that. My dad got like the extra one for me, but I was so goddamn terrible at it. I absolutely did not need it. I remember
right,
trying
right.
to play One by Metallica with
Yeah,
it, and
yeah.
I'm just like literally going fucking that shit crazy.
And that's the fun part about it, though. That's why you got the double pedals. You don't
Yeah,
have to sit there and go as fast as you can. There's the Guitar Hero and then Rock Band, but then there's that like Guitar Star or whatever. and
Guitar
it's got
Smith?
the Guitar Smith.
Yeah.
The one with the actual guitar. What do you think about that?
I've never gotten to do that, but that looks actually really cool.
Does it?
Like, I think, I mean, yeah, based on what I've seen, it looks pretty realistic, or
Yeah.
whatever, to what
Is
you
it
would-
like you play a real guitar with that game though?
I thought
I
so.
think it's similar to
it's
like
like you
how
plug in a
singing
really-
works on Rock Band. Like they like get the frequency or the pitch or whatever, and then
Yeah.
so you
Right.
play the guitar in the same way, and it tells you.
Yeah, it's like you
Yeah.
have like a quarter inch, you plug it directly into
That's
a
what
guitar.
It's literally,
It's
yeah,
like
it's
an
literally
adapter,
a sincere guitar.
That's
Okay,
cool. That's cool. Yeah.
It actually seems like that would be helpful because
I kind of wish we would have gotten that
Yeah.
a long time ago.
like I said, in my prime of playing Guitar Hero, I was definitely a better Guitar Hero player than I am real guitar player.
Right.
Like, so I feel like if I was doing Guitar Smith, like it would actually help me. But
Yeah.
no, I never got into
Good
it.
learn.
So I did a little bit of research on your Facebook page, and one of your most recent posts says writing new music, working on bigger and better shows. So what do you mean by that?
I don't want to overhype anything.
Right. Well, I will
Do you
notice
have
that you
anything to
guys
expect?
definitely have been a lot more busy recently. Since I've met you guys
Yeah.
have been a lot more active and a lot more involved in the community here. I mean, it looks like you guys are doing A&R and all that good stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you guys have been running A&R. That sounds good. Yeah.
I love A&R, and I love Promo West. God bless you.
Yeah.
Promo.
God bless Promo
Please
West.
have us back soon. But yeah, it's just been awesome lately because also we just released new music too. Check that out, the Girl Fox, Really Girl Fox EP.
Yeah. Really good.
But,
We'll link that in the
You
description.
recorded that with Relay Recording?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
correct.
How did you
Yep.
get in contact with them?
Showed up and said, "Give me your microphones."
Because I remember we first moved down here and we always recorded locally with a guy in Marion, Ohio, our hometown, and you know it was okay, but
It was the best for the area, right?
we never really got what we wanted, and part of that was because we just weren't that good.
Yeah,
But, like
that's
we
true.
didn't realize that we weren't that good. We were just like, why? We were like, why doesn't this sound good? Like, what's the problem?
He's
It's
not
like,
mixing it right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's not.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
He's
no,
good.
it is good. We just
I mean,
didn't know
it's
what
best
we were
for
He
doing.
produced our most popular song, Straight Jacket,
Straight
which
Jacket,
is like,
yep.
yeah, so that's like doing really well. But
So you had mentioned that you played at the A&R bar, and I also know that you recorded in the No Culture basement, and so No Culture is a local studio, and they do like live studio audience recordings, and then they publish that to their YouTube pages. So I was wondering, what is the preparation and the actual performance like at a No Culture, basement show for 20 people compared to an A&R show for a couple hundred people?
Well, No Culture. I was surprised at how just cool No Culture is because it's extremely intimate, and it's someone's house.
Right.
So it's like someone's house, and it's just in a couple of people's house, and it's in their basement, and they shout out to No Culture because they are awesome
Big ups.
because they do cool shit with just the production value and everything that they
Just strong
throw
on
into
social
it.
media.
Yeah, and it's they're just having, giving a lot of local bands just free exposure
Yeah.
and stuff, so it's just super cool with them. And you show up and there's a table full of food, and then everyone's just chill. Literally all the bands and then people who are
It's like a
friends
mini
with them
house
are
party.
yeah, exactly. It's not even like oh crazy house party or anything.
No,
It's just
no.
it's just a family picnic.
But the main audience for that is probably gonna be online, right? So
Yeah,
so you
absolutely.
kind of know that going into it, and it
Mhm.
kind of gives you a little more of that intimate feel of it.
Yeah.
yeah, because
Yeah.
with house shows, especially, it's like you never give away the address online.
Yeah, no, yeah.
It's just how that's band etiquette.
Right, there's
And-
like 6 or 7 people that run No Culture, and then their friends come and your friends
Yeah,
come.
it's
And that's
like
basically the
so
people.
like when we post about it, we go like, yeah, DM us for the address, and of course like. Who doesn't know the band and they're just gonna be like, oh yeah, sure, I'll DM them. It's like no one really does that. They're kind of
It's
a
like your
little
parents,
shy
like,
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, especially with No Culture though. So it's like as long as you have the online.
I got something for that. That's funny. That's hilarious because you say like that's a band thing. You don't give the address out.
Right.
We just did a music video for Zoo Trippin'.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys know who Zoo Trippin' is.
Yeah.
But Zoo Trippin' came. We had to shoot it at my apartment, which I live at the Olentangy Commons. So that was like, it's kind of campus but off campus, so it's not too far of a drive for a lot of Zoo Trippin's fans to go, right?
Mhm.
I gave Zoo Trippin' my address for their use to come to my house, but we needed extras, so we invited their fans.
Yeah.
So I told them, be very careful where you throw that address.
because it's my house.
Because it's my house, right? Yeah, well, they were fine with it. They put it out, or they didn't put my address out. They said, hey, come out to this, blah, 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 blah.
Mhm.
DM me for the address, right? One of their fans, after getting the address, reposted and said, hey, if you like Zoo Trippin', come to this house. Oh my goodness, we showed up to my house and 80 people are outside my doorstep. And we were like, what are we going to do with all these people? We just needed to fill my living room, and our living room's not any bigger than this.
Yeah.
So this is like, all right, we got to tell like half these people to go home, and they're going to be upset with us. No one would let me do that, so now we got all these people here. That's crazy. That's funny you guys said that. That's,
Yeah. Well, the video came out cool. So.
Video came out, yeah.
But so something that like is a common question, and it's pretty interesting. You guys were talking about how back in Marion when you were recording, you were bad, but you didn't really know it. What's something that, if you could, you would tell that girl Fox, you know, a couple of years ago?
That's a good question.
Well, like in the way of advice.
You take it? Yeah. Kate will take this one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I would just say, to me, it's just, I don't know. I just think it's kind of hard to say because it's been such a fucking grind. That is this thing I think that makes us. I think that's our biggest strength in our band is that it's like I think it's that we try very, very consciously to get better all the time and try to be aware of where we're currently at now. But at the same time, you have to be in a healthy way, like delusional, and just be like, I am good. I'm a good band.
Right.
But because
You'll get
you have the same, but at the same time, you have to be like consciously aware to some degree of what level you're at. And we're always good about that. Is like, because I think, I mean, not that I know anything really, but it's like when I see a lot of other bands, I think like, oh, they're good, but they could be so much better. It's like I think they already think that they're good, and they are good, but they don't like. They think, well, there's our sound.
Really subtle.
We figured it out, and now we just gotta wait. And it just like to us, it's like we're constantly trying to improve something or the other. So I don't know. I would just say like get something that saved me a lot of time was just like literally how to play bass for dummies or something. And, like I got that like last year, and that helped me
We'll
out.
go down the line. Why
Literally.
don't you tell each? Why don't you say what you tell
Okay.
yourself?
I'd say right here.
Yeah.
Pick up how to play bass for dummies. It's gonna make it a lot easier to write bass lines since you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you dumbass.
Do you guys know how to read music?
No. I mean, I kind of do, but I mean, yeah, it'll take me an hour to like figure
Right.
out
It
It
something.
seems like something that's fading away.
Right.
Doesn't it?
Well,
Like
I play
something-
bass too, and you can either read like actual
Mhm.
staff music, but you can also just like read the chord bars.
Or like,
So-
like tabs.
Yeah, tabs, exactly.
We read tabs, but
Yeah.
reading tabs is weird. It's helpful, but
Tablature.
it's kind of That's actually a joke I would say. Like we'll like show up like in our jam room, and be like, all right, did you guys practice your tablature last night?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah.
Or like someone will f up and they're like, someone wasn't looking at their tablature.
We're reading your tablature, were you?
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry to interrupt, but True, what would you tell yourself?
I'd probably just say, don't stress it. It's coming, because it's like whenever we first started, it's like I was way too obsessed with the success of the band. It was like it was something I wanted so bad. It was like I wanted to. At first, it was all about I wanted to prove to people that I was doing something real, and I was like, so it literally just stressed me out all the time, and I wasn't even having fun with it. And
Were
whenever
you
you're not
worried
having
about the
fun with it,
perception?
what's that?
Were you worried about the perception of the band?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of felt like everything, like, we had to be perfect, especially in the public eye. It was like, oh, we're a young band, obviously people are gonna doubt us, so let me work 80 times harder and, you know, try to seem like, you know, I'm a professional already when I'm not. So it's like, I feel like I would probably just say, you know, it sounds super, super cliche, but, you know, like, have fun with it, because if you're not having fun with it, you're just gonna...
It's not worth it.
That is
The band's gonna go down the shitter.
I do remember it used to be a lot more stressful. That's
Yeah,
true.
for
What you just
sure.
said.
But I mean, now we live in a house together.
Now you
and
guys
it's
hate it, so like,
I mean,
Yeah. See, that's the thing. It's like
it's a sweet ride.
we're still like constantly grinding. I guess it's like always working, like super hard. Like we jam like every
Yeah.
single day for hours.
Definitely hard to get a hold of these guys.
But I mean, it's
well,
not
maybe
bad
that's
now.
the thing. Like when you were starting out, I'm sure you received a lot of advice, and this is for a lot of things, not just like starting out a band or anything. But it's hard to know what to take, and it's
Yeah,
hard.
especially coming from Marion, Ohio.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. It's like, what do you know?
Everybody thinks they know everything about
right,
music
but
there.
then-
Oh my god.
Yeah.
that is true.
In hindsight, you can realize like, oh, they were right when they told me this, or I should have ignored that, and
Yeah.
like, just the hard work is
Yeah.
what makes it.
Right.
And so
Everybody
both
told
at
us to
least
move
were
to
grind.
Nashville.
Oh yeah.
That was a big.
Yeah, I heard that a lot too. It's like you starting here, but I've also heard is that the big motion's coming to Columbus too, but we're still waiting for it.
No, yeah, Columbus is.
I love
I mean,
Columbus.
It's a super dope.
I hate to go
music
here, but 21 Pilots is worldwide.
Yeah.
And they came straight from here.
Yeah, and
Grove
yeah.
City.
They're a big
Why do you say you hate to go there?
Just because like they're mainstream.
Okay.
They're very mainstream.
Fuck the mainstream.
Yeah, fuck mainstream. No, Columbus is huge for that right now. I think that bands like you and other bands around us, like Zoo Trippin' and stuff like that. I think this is that new era of Columbus. I mean, I think we are coming up a little
Oh,
bit.
yeah.
I can't tell if it's because we're here, but I totally agree.
Yeah.
But it's like we might be biased because we're like here and we're like seeing
What-
it. But I totally agree because when I go to see shows around here, I'm like blown away at how many like.
And you
The
guys are,
support for
making your
the
state.
support.
You're not like leaving to make music elsewhere. You're making.
No,
music.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
We take a bit of a different approach than some other bands that I don't know if it was conscious at first, but it feels a little more conscious now. It's like we don't really tour a ton.
Yeah.
We and I know this is a big point of controversy for a lot of bands who are coming up and trying to make it. It's like we'll play shows like around here in Ohio and stuff, but we haven't really technically played out of state, and I don't know. We're trying to build like a super fat, good fan base here in our city, and we know that takes a
Like a
lot
strong
of time.
foundation.
No, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I was like, to me, it just makes more sense to start here and like go out instead of start here kind of, then go somewhere else here and spend take a fucking 2 or 3 weeks off of work or a month and then just to play in front of like 5 people in some
Right.
random town, and it's just like, and I mean, not to hate on anyone who does that, like you can do whatever you want to do, but
That's a
I mean
different
that
mind,
to me
Yeah.
it just doesn't make any sense. to
Take
do
that with a grain of salt, though. 'Cause
Yeah,
we're
I-
not by any means saying like touring's stupid. Like,
No, yeah, that's what I'm
like
saying.
I would still love to like tour.
No,
right
it'd be
now,
fun.
For sure.
but it's just
The travel
so
aspect alone.
the point of like planning the tour, getting the money together for the tour. Plus, we don't have a van anymore. Shout out to that Ford where the transmission fell out. That was really sweet.
Big ups. God bless.
So doing all that it's really, really, really difficult to like get something together that is going to be good and you're going to be proud of it. So it's like it's difficult to do that. So much money, and then you don't even know if you're going to play to 5 people or 50 people in some random bar, and then how many of those people are going to go online and listen to your music? Hopefully all of them, because if you're good,
Yeah.
Right.
they probably
the goal,
will.
right?
But it's like, I don't know. Nowadays, it's online. So much of it, like the digital distribution, and it's like.
Right. You don't have to
You don't have
go
to
around the
take that.
country. Your
Yeah.
music will go around the country.
But it's like I also have a lot of respect for the bands that have done that. Like the Black Keys, they toured for like 10 years,
Absolutely.
like just those two in their band.
Yeah.
It's like that's something like I almost wish I had that side of it though too. Like so I could say like I'm sticking it out and I'm doing
Yeah.
this, but
But like Jared said, that's a different grind.
exactly, it's
It's a different time too.
it's
Right.
Yeah, I mean, SoundCloud wasn't around. You know what I mean?
People
Like, that
probably
wasn't a
listen to their
thing.
music on LimeWire.
Yeah.
Oh, LimeWire, oh man.
Another plug. Shout out LimeWire.
You introduced me.
Thanks
to
for all the
this.
viruses.
Oh shit. Oh my god.
So Braxton,
Yeah,
Braxton.
Braxton. Definitely want to hear from you.
what would you tell yourself in the past?
I don't know, probably just pick up the bass sooner. I'm still fairly new, you know, I didn't start learning until 2 years ago when we met these guys and hey, you want to play? Before that, I took like choir classes, but like I didn't really
That's
know.
crazy to me.
I didn't know anything else about music.
Do you
really.
sing a little bit in the band too?
No, I don't sing.
He's a mysterious one. He's
Yeah, I mean, bass
Weapon
and
X.
guitar.
He's so
Weapon X
Sort of
over
a
here.
Murdoch, right?
No, well, we saw you at A&R. We were there for A&R, and if you told me you just learned bass just not too long ago, I wouldn't have believed you. So
Right.
that's
You
pretty
should.
cool.
this guy throws down. Yeah.
Oh no, dude, he's fucking crazy.
That's right.
Shout out to Ryder for
Right.
hours of
Well,
help.
it's not about when you're playing the bass. I mean, there are certain basses that like go hard and heavy, but it's about being like a steady ride for the band, and like
Mhm.
the sound of the music falls back on like the heavy bass tones.
Yeah, for sure, I had this guy too.
And
The rhythm section.
That's the
These guys.
tightest rhythm section of the fucking game right now.
Right. So you're absolutely necessary, but you don't have to be whiling out on every song to be a fantastic musician and necessary for the sound.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
And
Braxton's
also,
also got like 2 different personalities because he's so
Oh, yeah.
chill in real life, but on stage he's an animal. Stage presence.
it's the hair.
He's a
man.
force.
It's the hair that brings it out, y'all.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. You don't know if he's gonna be like headbanging or fucking like 80s hip swinging.
Just-
Like
oh
he's
my
like,
God.
to be honest,
Just jumping.
He's
he
definitely-
scares the shit out of me.
he's got the most groove out of any of us for
Is
sure.
there like a mental preparation? Like you guys have been performing, but is there still like a mental preparation that goes into performing? Do you get nervous, the stage fright? Do you have to like talk yourself up? Do you have to look in the mirror and be like, you're gonna go out there and you're gonna rock the stuff?
Kind of that. I don't really get nervous anymore, but I actually just now got into, because it used to be a lot more unnatural. What's it called? Like let's put on a good show.
Stage presence?
Yeah, the stage presence. It used to be really
still
uncomfortable and
recording?
unnatural. But now it's like a realization I just had is just like you don't have to go out there and be crazy, even though you end up acting crazy. But as long as you just you gotta just start out small
You get it?
and just wiggle your hips a little bit and just do like literally the least amount of trying
Yeah.
you can, and then once you do
So loosen
that,
up.
then it's like you're free and you're just like losing yourself. And
I noticed
it's, like,
something.
super fun.
We do a couple shows. We run Tree Bar down on 4th Street.
Yes.
So we just had Battle of the Clouds not too long ago on June 22nd. And we had some new guys coming in that have never been on stage, and then we had guys that have been on stage like for a while now. And you can definitely tell the difference when they get on stage. But when we have them back, some of those guys that have been on stage once, you can tell they were like stumbling and falling and all over themselves and whatever, right? There's so many other artists that night they don't even remember. Like they don't even remember that you stumbled and fall. But then you have them come back and they kill it because they already know, like, all right, I already had my rock bottom on my first show. Like, it can't get really worse than that.
Yeah.
So, and I've already put myself out there. Y'all know who I am and what this is, so you might as well try it.
It's
you
like
know what I
breaking
mean?
ice, sort of.
Yeah, it's
like a first date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, that's something I encourage, like, a lot of new artists is, like, if you're afraid to get on that stage, just get on it. Like, just do it. Any chance you can, just get on that
There's
stage.
absolutely like no replacement for just doing it.
Yeah.
You can read as many books as you want
Yeah,
for
sure.
things. It's like those will help you and stuff like that,
Right.
but there's absolutely no replacement for experience and just doing it.
And small shows aren't
It's
a bad
easier said
thing
than
either,
done.
you know what I mean?
Right,
If you have
absolutely.
5 people in your audience, that's 5 people watching you do
See,
your
yeah,
thing,
that's the
so.
thing. Though. You gotta throw down whether you're playing for one person or,
A&R.
300. Yeah, like our first show at A&R was with Cousin Simple. Really cool, super young local band. Those guys are, they're really sweet, and they had a headlining show. It was actually set for the basement. They invited us to play with them, and then we ended up selling so many tickets that it got bumped up to the A&R,
Right.
and then ended up selling out the A&R, which is
Incredible.
The A&R is like a 400.
I looked
Yeah.
everywhere for the capacity and like I couldn't find it anywhere.
Wow.
So I'm
Okay.
guessing just by pictures it's like 400, 500, but
Yeah. So that was probably our biggest show to date, and that show was so goddamn fun. It was like I felt like we've been playing for 3 years now. It was like all the being on stage and getting comfortable like led up to that moment, and then that now, like you said, it's like I don't really necessarily get nervous. Like I still get butterflies right before I get on stage, but I'm not like worried that I'm gonna like screw up.
Well, it's like I got a job to do when you get out there now. It's like now I know what's going on, and I got a job to do.
I'm not there to throw down.
Yeah,
That's true. Which is, I don't know, it's super fun. I would play Promo West venues every day of my life. Like there's oh my god, they're so nice.
Yeah, you guys look like you having a blast.
And we drink lots of Miller Lite on those.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Miller Lite.
Shout out to Miller Lite.
A fine Pilsner beer.
I guess if I had to tell myself anything in the past, it'd be sort of what Drew was saying about don't stress too much about it, have fun. Because I also learned, like to be a little patient with it, because I want to get us to the next level quicker than what would be possible. So it's like, I don't know, I just learned to have a little bit more patience. I wish I would have told myself to just relax and not stress about it too much back then. Because it's like it's a long grind.
Yeah.
And it takes a long time to get.
Immediately.
Yeah, exactly. That was a problem I was having.
It's hard
just
to
like.
Yeah.
Plus, you're in like drumline. That's a lot different mentality there.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I was in drumline in high school, and it was just like, I don't know. It was kind of all set up for me. I don't know, like
You're like, I already got
that's
this.
worried about. Yeah, exactly. And then just going out on the field and
Doing it.
throwing down.
Yeah.
Leave it on the field.
So you guys all live together.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
right here.
this is the band house. Do you practice, like, do you have a practice schedule, or do you just kind of base it around whatever you have coming up event wise, or is it like just like a daily thing? It's the way that you guys hang out.
Well, a lot of times it feels like in one way or the other we're kind of, because that's the thing is we're not jamming every single day, and we got like a lot of it's based around our work schedules and stuff like that. But it's like in some capacity we're kind of jamming every day, because it's like whether I'm trying to write some stuff or we're working together, like even if the other guys aren't here, but it's like a couple of us working on one part and like trying to like figure out what we're gonna do or something. So it's just like one way or another. But then it's like when it comes to like full band jams, we try to do it as much as possible, especially if they have a show coming up, because then it's like then we're like, all right, I don't care if you're tired, we gotta wake up and get going and doing it. But
probably on average like 4 or 5 times a week when we're like preparing for a show, because preparing for a show Girl Fox is very different from writing music Girl Fox. We're in writing music Girl Fox stage right now.
It's kind of chill right
like,
now.
Yeah, music's always being written at all times. Ryder, the main songwriter, so it's like he's always diddling on the guitar, and then like I'll come home from work and he's usually already on guitar. It's like 11 p.m. and then we'll sit there for however
You guys
long
get that moment where we're like, shit, this is good. Like everybody get
We get that
home,
moment
we're
too
gonna
much,
practice right now.
Yeah.
That's right now.
It's like it's so annoying because I'm still like I said, we're still learning. So there's a lot of things where it's kind of like we get something going, it's like, ooh, we're so excited about it, but we can't like follow through all the way in the way that
It can be hard
we
to like,
wish
really
we could
grab onto
or whatever.
it.
Yeah, where it's kind of like, that's what I mean. It's kind of like just like an idea. It's like, oh, there it goes,
Right.
and then it's like it's gone. But then, but other times, then it's just like it's something where you don't even think it's anything. But then you get the full song flushed out, and then you're just kind of, oh, this is actually,
We made something.
this is cool.
Because you can have an entire sound in your head, but then like manifesting it is a project on its own. It's
Yeah.
hard to like translate it from your head and the sound that you're hearing to all the instruments and all the guides.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys ever have moments where you're having a really hard time communicating what you're looking for? Have you ever had like arguments within the band? Like,
all the
Yeah,
time.
who's
Every time. Yeah.
who's difficult? Who's the most difficult here?
it's Braxton, right?
Who doesn't budge? Who doesn't budge? If I had to ask it, or if I had to guess, it'd probably be Braxton.
Braxton is by far the easiest.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the easiest.
Literally, he's like, he's the chillest dude. That's why I love
It's like, I'm just
Braxton.
gonna
He's
ride
like,
with you.
yeah, because it's like we'll be like, I think me and True disagree the most. I would say,
Probably.
but I mean, it's like it's fine because it's like I
It's
like.
not unhealthy though.
It's
No,
like
it's
passion.
it's
It actually is healthy.
I'm glad that we argue about
Yeah.
stuff sometimes, but that like we'll be arguing about it and we'll like look at Braxton. It's like, what do you think? He's like, I think it's both of them.
What do you want? Like, yeah, exactly. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, and then like just the chillness of him, it just makes me be like,
Yeah, we
I'm
just
sorry,
chill
we
out.
fought.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we're fighting.
Yeah. So these two are like, and they are always like bouncing ideas
What is the worst?
around.
We have
no,
an
not not the worst.
Understanding.
When they're like when they're working together, it can be difficult because they always have so much going on in their heads, so that when they're trying to communicate about it, they don't hear each other because they have a lot in their own heads.
It's a blessing and a curse.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Right.
That's what I tell him all the time.
They never stop. They never turn off. So there's this video called Breakfast. We had a meeting yesterday, and the entire video is a phone call between Alexander and Jared, and Alexander saying, well, why don't we just talk about this over breakfast? And he probably suggests breakfast 12 times, and at the end of it, he's like, okay, I'm gonna go, bye. And Jared says, well,
Let's get some breakfast.
can we get breakfast? And it was not
It was
like
like
that
9
at all.
o'clock in the morning. He's going over all these logistics. I'm like, dude, let's just go get breakfast.
This is what I tell him. I tell him I give him a big pile of shit, and he beats it down into a nice diamond for me.
There you go.
That's our dynamic. Is we butt heads until we have diamonds.
That's not,
You guys wanna see
again,
it?
I don't think that's a bad
No,
thing.
it's not. I think
As long
when
as
you
it's
said
like,
it is healthy. I think if we watch ourselves, it will be healthy. But I think we definitely ride that line.
If you don't have some sort of disagreement, though, you're gonna just settle for the first thing that comes to mind, and it's like
But that's how they get stuff done. That's how they get to the project that both of them are really happy with.
Yeah,
So
but it does end up working.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
The story that we're going to do on the podcast, the main, meat and potatoes is about the scooters.
Basically, what I got from that is that we should just go get breakfast.
All right. Okay.
What? Is that okay with you? To eat breakfast?
There's a lot of things that I have to I'm keeping track of.
It's not that serious of a video.
I'm asking what you want to how do you want to go about starting today?
We should just go get breakfast.
This video that we're making today will be very shots of this scooter right here, bird scooters, scooter right away.
We could just go get breakfast?
Those are things that are necessities. Don't need to get on a bus. Stuff is necessity, but these are the things I need. Those are things that I do need. I could really give a less what we do. Does that make sense?
See the amount of contradiction?
What do you mean?
Let's just go get breakfast.
No, okay, say that all again. I couldn't even hear you.
Breakfast?
What you just said.
What's wrong with breakfast? You don't like breakfast? I quit this whole thing.
Yeah, do it.
I'm never working with you again.
Do it.
Okay, bye.
Hey, when do you want to meet up? How do you want to do this? Let's just go to breakfast.
Let's go.
That is beautiful.
So that's kind of
That's actually
what
like
it sound
in a
like.
nutshell.
That's crazy to me. That was actually a beautiful dynamic right there.
that was highbrow comedy right there.
That's what I mean. I felt like I was
Alexander
watching.
never gets upset.
Every
Jared
day.
is always incredibly he's got a million things going on, so he's incredibly intense, and I mean so is Alexander. But Alexander never gets upset. He always has that infuriating smile on his face.
When he sees my passion and everything come out, he goes into button pushing mode, and he's like, I'm gonna push your buttons.
Control that.
Right.
Yeah.
Controlled.
Because he wants to.
That gets the best ideas
pull it
out there.
It really does. There's no wrong answers in that environment. You know what I mean? So, because if I say something stupid, he can go, "Yeah, that's stupid," and then be like, "Okay."
It's try again.
That's how you gotta be.
Flip it around.
Yeah, someone says something stupid, and then you gotta have the others to be like, "Shut the hell up."
Yeah.
It's like, damn.
Well, that's a dynamic that works for us. I mean, I'm sure with you guys being over the years, you guys have seen dynamics that don't work.
Yeah, for sure. Because that's the thing about it is when we first started, it's crazy because Drew pissed me off a lot of times at the beginning. But the thing is actually I would say him saying when he does not like stuff. Because it was hurting my ego because I was I'm the songwriter, so I was writing these songs and it's I just do it in my room. I'm like, yeah, this shit is nice. And we started playing together. He's like, yeah, Ryder, it's nice. I'm like, thanks, Drew. And he's like, well, Ryder, shit right here is not that nice. And I'm just like, well, alright, okay. And I just get mad about it. But then once we started getting better, I was like, oh, I would not have even gone there if I didn't have someone saying that they just flat out didn't like it. And now it's cool because now it seems like everyone in the band's happy with how we sound now. And again, we're still trying to get better and work out other things, but it's now at least we're at a baseline of everyone's yeah, this is good or whatever. So
that's what makes it a band and not Ryder and the boys.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's that's where. Because otherwise I'd just be doing that. Right, yeah, an ego trip. just thinking I'm like awesome and stuff, and then I just like write music that's not even that good, and I'd be like, oh, they don't get my music or whatever. But it's like now I understand. It's like, oh, I'm just like, it's not that I don't think I'm good, but I need people to tell me when I'm doing something that's not working out right, and they still do that to this day. And it's like we don't have to argue about it as much anymore. It's not like I'm not mad at anyone by the time it's over. It's like actually exactly how that video was, where it's like we'd like actually like we could be like jamming, and then like someone says something, and it's like a very intense like moment where it's like two people are not like backing down really, and it's like kind of awkward, and then there's like, and then it's like literally it's like you want to go get lunch or something?
Yeah, it's like we need to get this out of our head for a moment and like get back to our base and realize what we're doing here.
Because it can get like really heated, like you get intense.
For sure, yeah.
No, yeah, and whenever we usually, like you said, go get lunch and then we revisit it, the solution 98% of the time always comes.
Yeah,
like, and right away,
it
right?
always,
it's like, okay,
like,
now I got my asshole.
For
part out of the way.
example, the most recent was we were working on an intro for our latest show at the A&R, and we had, I had one riff that we were working on for a minute, and then Ryder was kind of like, that's kind of stale and boring. So then like he was like, just try doing something else, and then that's when I just plucked through this power chord real quick, and then he started like soloing over it. He was like, yeah, I really like that. And then like we got Cable involved, and Cable was like, that sucks. And we were like, fuck, now we gotta like, try. And then like Ryder we left it, came back later, a few hours later, and then Ryder started playing this one thing that he had for a while. There was like a song idea.
Mm-hmm.
And then like Cable's like, yeah, keep playing that. And then like wait, what you said true. How can you make your guitar like not sound like a guitar? You're like, can you do that?
I said just make noises.
And then so I just took all my pedals and just turned them all the way up, and then just started like making ambient noises, and then voila, 5 minutes, and it was like we all just looked at each other and we were like, that's sick. We were like, that was dope.
Yeah.
And then and that was like 2 days before the show. We were like, yeah, that's what we're gonna play.
It's worth all the words.
That was our intro.
It was really cool because it's like it's not often that you have moments like that where it's like both people are unhappy in the moment, or multiple people are unhappy, and it's like,
but you don't know how to get.
And you're just arguing about it, and you're not wanting to like look at and it's like in that particular instance, it was just like, it was just a lose-lose situation, and it was just cool because it's like we were able to figure out something that everyone was happy with, and it was just like, but it was straight up awkward when we were like, it was like full out kind of, I don't want to say argument, but it was like kind of intense, like when we were just like, that sounds boring. It's like, well, I think that sounds boring, or whatever, and then like it was just stalemate for a second, and they were like, all right.
It's the arguments are on a different level now, though. It's like
before the more respectful.
Yeah, before the arguments would be like, this argument's gonna jeopardize our friendship. But now it's like we're like, it's not that big of a deal now. We're just like, man, I'm pissed off. I don't like this part or something.
It's way more constructive now.
It's definitely a grind.
Definitely a grind. Yeah. Well, you guys have such a presence already with Columbus. I mean, just with A&R Bar, with how many people came in just for you guys, that was insane to me. And for me to find Cable at Roadhouse and just be like, hey, you want to come check out my band? And then I go to that and I'm like, wow, okay, cool. This is dope. You guys are dope. So
thank you.
Yeah. So you guys do have like fans clearly. Do you have merch you made for those fans?
Yeah, we
Speaking of, hold on. You hear that?
No.
I think that's the plug calling. Will you want to plug it?
Ladies and gentlemen, let me show you a goddamn thing.
If I told you could be looking
You see this hoodie? This is a Girl Fox hoodie, designed by myself, with the help of the other bandmates. They were inputting, and Cable's the one who picked the font, actually. So shout out to Cable for picking the font. Font name. You can see it's colorful, it's gray, it's slim fit, and it's lightweight. $35. I know you're thinking, wow, that's pretty steep for a local band who I've never seen, nor do I care about. But
support local music.
You reach in your mom's purse, you pull out the credit card, the Discover, whatever it is. You go to girlfox.bigcartel.com.
We'll put the link in the description.
Link is in the description. Can we hit 5,000 likes, please?
Can we hit 5,000 likes?
5K.
Please.
But really, we also have a t-shirt that's our EP cover from Really Girl Fox. And then we had a t-shirt form of this, but then we decided They look shit.
You do have your album art on t-shirts, right?
Yeah.
Because that album art is pretty lit too.
We're dabbling in more merch and stuff. It's like we said earlier, with working on bigger and better shows. It's like we're all around. I remember after we played the A&R, I came downstairs one day and Cable and Ryder were sitting on the couch and I was like, we gotta take this to the next level, boys. And they were like, you're damn right we do. And I was like, all right, nice. Went back upstairs and went to sleep. You know? So it's, everything is, evolving into bigger and better. It's becoming more of like a established band type feel, which is cool. But I mean,
it's cool being on the outside looking in and watch you guys grow, because that's seriously cool. Especially in Columbus. I mean, we've been punching that to the ground. The Columbus music hopefully is coming up. Hopefully we're gonna be big. People say go to Nashville, go to Atlanta, go to wherever, but it's like Columbus is where it's at right now. Yeah, for sure.
Don't shout out Atlanta. Fuck no.
Don't. Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
Bleep out the word Atlanta.
Got him! Got him!
Okay, we get to see these bands come up every day, and that's just more potential to work.
Right.
And it's such a different contrast than before. And when I say before, probably like 2-3 years ago, where I'm in a band, I need help. And now you're looking around, and it's like no one else has that same drive. Everybody's either trying to go to college, or doing all these other things, and it's like this isn't a big.
A couple of
presence
bands had to make it for other people to realize like it's possible.
It's possible, yeah. And once that started, that trend hit in Columbus. You see all these bands hitting up, and that's perfect. You know what I mean?
It's like Ryder said. I can't tell if that is the case fully, or it's just because I'm here now and I'm not realizing it more. But I feel like there's always been a decent, music scene here, especially for the alternative scene, the punk scene,
huge scene.
But I do feel like I am seeing more and more bands like more frequently, and which is awesome. Like,
well, all types of genres. I mean,
that's the thing.
It's either a rapper, a brother that has a rapper. Or anything EDM, house music. Somebody that's producing in their basement because they don't need anybody else.
Yeah, it's like we talked about Poppy K earlier before the podcast. He's we know a couple guys who roll with him. They're from our hometown actually, and he just had a song with Waka Flocka featured on it. And
really?
He's
that is pretty crazy.
He's really good actually. He's got some good stuff. So I mean, we listen to all types of music. So we support it all. Shout out local music.
Yeah, show up to Columbus Music 614, buddy.
Bathroom real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
That Ryder, who's not here, he's using the bathroom.
Using the toilet.
Should I keep going? Or should I wait for him to get back?
Is there anything you don't want him to hear? Let's hear it. Spill the tea.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even like the guy.
He's almost out of the band.
I think we can all say he's stupid, ugly. No. No, but Ryder's he's written like 4 really good songs in the past like 2 days, and it's like he's constantly pushing on that. It's like like I said, I come home from work and he's like, True. Will you try out this guitar part real quick? And I'm just like, yeah, sure. He's like, all right, one more time. And I do it. Just one more time. Okay, actually do this. One more time. And it's literally, it's like that for 2 hours. And then eventually it becomes,
whatever it is.
something dope. And that's how like the Straight Jackets of the world came about.
See, I like Straight Jacket. Laura's my favorite. There you go. Hey, he's back. All right. Hey. All right. So what we were talking about was, basically, what was I saying? I was gonna ask all of you something.
Is our favorite song off the EP?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I said I like Straight Jacket. Straight Jacket, like I said, it's got 17,000 something plays on Spotify. That's great. Your other songs, they just came out, so it's like they got some ground to run.
Yeah.
Laura is definitely my favorite. What do you guys think?
Right now, I have to go with Turtleneck.
Turtleneck?
They're one right now.
Yeah. Can't say the same one. Sorry, he took Turtleneck.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. If you like Turtleneck, say Turtleneck.
Mine's probably Laura, but I do want to say Flawed by Design has grown on me a lot, because at first I was like, this came out not that great, but they played on CD 1025 for Front Stage, and I heard it on there, and I was like, actually, that's not that bad.
Yeah, I will say your sound in that song is definitely a different aesthetic.
Yeah, my voice. I think I wish I would have tried to. I went in a weird register That one, which is like, I don't think it sounds necessarily bad.
I think it hits it. I think it
like
works,
it,
honestly.
actually.
Because I heard it live.
Yeah.
And when you sing it live and you hear that, and then you go hear it on the the recording, it's like, oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So Laura, I would
Laura,
say.
you got Laura?
Laura's actually my favorite.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
I'd have to say Ode to Candy is my favorite, actually.
Ode to
A
Candy.
little different, yeah.
Yeah.
It tells a nice story. It's a love story, you know.
Yeah.
It is.
Tell us.
That's something I can get behind.
What's let us know.
We're not
Maybe
gonna
I'll-
say it is about a stripper, but it's just but it is about a stripper. It's about.
Oh, come on, that's juicy. Give me the deets.
We got inspiration from T-Pain.
It's like just like a creepy love story of this guy who's like is obsessed basically with this stripper or whatever. He keeps going there, but it's like he's oblivious to the fact that he's like one of the lyrics is like what is it? It's like taking money from creeps that don't know you like I do. And it's just like he's oblivious to the fact that he is one of those creeps or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like
Cog.
yeah. And what else? I don't know. That's basically it. That's the premise of it.
That's cool.
Just
So, do you guys build characters a lot with your story, like with your songs?
no, never. Like that's like the only time I've ever done that, and people like people like it or whatever. But
That's
like
cool. Yeah.
I don't usually like doing that kind of thing because I feel like
Is that a cop out? Is that you feel like
it's
a
like
cop-out?
to me it's like cliche. Not even cliche. I just don't usually like. I don't want to get in the habit of doing that a lot just because I like it. I mean, just because it was like fun that one time. I don't want to do it too much because I feel like that gets like gimmicky or something if you're telling a story all the time. I generally just kind of like to like talk about big. I'm starting to get more. I always like since I was younger. I just write about some girl who did me wrong somehow for some reason.
Don't we all?
Yeah, and
You don't have to be in a band. Write about a girl that did you wrong.
Sometimes it's a theoretical girl.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not even a real girl all the time. It's,
Yeah.
sometimes
The idea-
it's just, the
The
idea.
concept of a girl
Yeah.
who's doing me wrong.
We don't.
But,
girls don't like us. Shout out girls.
but now I'm starting to with the new stuff here, starting to try to get into themes besides that. Because before I'd kind of just like the reason for that is I just like hum whatever the melody is of the song. I just like hum it while I'm playing guitar, and usually whatever words come up would be like kind of the lyrics, and that's kind of weird. It's like subconsciously that's what I would write about for some reason. But now I'm trying to be a little bit more conscious about the themes that I'm writing about or whatever, and starting to like really try to just
Tell a story.
have some a story and even just like a message.
Like a concept?
Yeah, concept. Yeah.
Okay.
Would you be interested in doing like a concept album?
Yes, absolutely. Like the thing is, generally when I think of concept albums, I usually think of it being done by like really, really good bands, and I feel like we're not quite there yet. And I just think that it's like right now I just kind of want to do because it's hard enough to even get like a good idea just for one song, let alone have a collection of songs that like
sound.
represent that idea or emotion or feeling.
A concept album can really be hit or miss though too. It's like it could be as good as it's a good I guess I could call this a concept album. The Albert Hammond Jr.'s latest album, Francis Trouble.
Yeah.
It's like the album was written about his it's like his twin brother that was like he like consumed him in the womb or something like something like
That's cool though.
I can't remember, but yeah, shout out Albert Hammond Jr.
Yeah.
And then, or it could be as bad as B.O.B.'s Flatline about the Earth being flat, which was probably the worst album I've ever heard. So,
Shout out B.O.B.
Yeah.
For the growth
Sorry,
of a
B.O.B.
society.
It's I don't know. It's writer's a really good songwriter, and the more the more we keep working on new songs, the more I can see because before he pretty much didn't even care about lyrics at all. Like when we first started, which I mean isn't bad. I mean like Glass Animals, I saw in an interview they were saying like they write all the music and then the lead singer's just like, I just say whatever words come to my mind afterwards, and it's like half the time it's about food. They say like
That is true.
they're always talking about food,
grind.
which is weird. But
Braxton and Cable, have you two ever written music or tried to like write lyrics?
No, not lyrics or anything.
Cable writes all the drum parts.
Yeah, I do all like the percussion and drum stuff for the music. But
Would
then
you be interested in that?
Totally. I'd love to learn how to do that, but I don't know. It's like
it seems really difficult sometimes.
Yeah, I do play bass, I guess, here and there. I don't know.
it's fun to step on other people's toes sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hey, you're the writer, but I'm gonna write this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how me and Alex work a little sometimes. It's like, yeah,
You always
this is
have
your
to
cup
prove
of
to
tea,
the
but
other
I'm gonna do
bandmates
it.
that they're not really necessary.
Yeah, we don't need you.
We can make it without you.
Yeah, get out of here.
Which is kind of where the conversation went when you went to the restroom. So
Yeah, they turned on you quick.
look out for that.
Well, he's the one who writes the song, so that was a lie. Yeah.
Well,
Don't be fooled by that.
Yeah, for sure. We were all jokes around here. Well, I think this has been fantastic.
Yeah.
We got tons of good stuff from you guys. Is there anything you want to leave here with? I'm sure plenty of your fans are watching us, so God bless. But what do you want to say to your fans? I know we didn't really get a chance to get some questions from them. We might be able to do that down the line. But yeah, you got anything you want to say to people who are watching out there? Maybe new fans. We're gonna get you plugged, so we'll have their merch store in the description. We'll have their Spotify links. Anything else they need linked, we'll link that all in the description, so you guys figure out where these guys are. But what do you want to say to them?
Stand toes, nerds.
Stay on your toes.
Leave it at that. No. I love you. Thank you for supporting us. You're awesome. Just stick with us because we're working hard for you.
It's for you.
It's all for you. Everything we're doing, and just be patient with us because we're gonna do some good stuff here in the future, and we're just trying.
We're trying.
We're trying really hard, all right. We're doing our freaking best, okay? But stay tuned for big stuff coming soon.
Awesome.
Shout out Girl Fox.
Alrighty.
Shout out Girl Fox.
Shout out Girl Fox for sure. See them in a local Columbus bar near you.